Hey folks, it's time for another Art Time with Nick, where I will be in your screens giving you a little bit of artistic education. Art Time with Nick is brought to you by ndcd.org. We're going to get, let me see now, we're just going to switch on over to this. Let me pull on back, and we'll get started. Now, I thought today, as a treat, we might start working on bringing together a lot of the concepts we've been talking about. All right, so we're going to have some things. Let's get in here. I was doing a different project, which requires the 11 by 17, but we're going to go right back into my prearranged YouTube thumbnail. Now remember, folks, when I'm making thumbnails for YouTube, I use 1220, 1280 pixels wide by 270 high, and a resolution of 600. The 600 resolution gives you some wiggle room. If you do something on here and you want to compress it, you won't lose the resolution too far. Let's go here. Okie dokie. And we are on our screen. Now, I'm not going straight into, I need to hide something off of mine. And I need to make a mild adjustment so that I can see the comments. And joined by Joe Bachman. Hey, uploading no ad and working on getting the links over to you for the fencing vids. Wonderful. I saw that and I was planning to upload that right after I did the show, Joe. And we're going to go there. Now, what did I mean by saying, let's pull it all together? Well, in the past, I do a lot of, a whole lot of the happy little scenes, and we're going to do a happy little scene right now. Let's pick a nice color for it, though. So we'll go with yellow, make it an evening-ish scene, maybe, and we'll at least let's get big old. There we go. And we're just going to rock at about 100 pixel wide, nice spread of a yellow. Now, I do love a good yellow as a base. What we're going to do this just like so. We'll stop a little lower, and I'm going to pull down to the pale orange. I'm going to start lightly interspersing. So I'm not hard lining into it, because as you can see, it's pretty hard right over here. I saw, thank you, Joe. I was planning to upload that myself. I appreciate you doing that. Joe Bachman is the man behind the chair. He's not just the chief advertiser in these parts, but he's basically my executive producer. He makes a lot of what I do possible. And I am eternally grateful to the man. But we're going to give it a nice couple layers, because I'm not 100% sure where we're going, but having it a good stacked sunset is always a beautiful place to start. So we've got a nice kind of smooth, extreme background sunset going. And with that, we're going to add a layer, because I'm pretty content. We're still rocking a normal layer, however, we've pulled forward quite a bit. So let's just go. Let's play with the water a little bit, and we're going to start with our thick oil paint brush. Give it a chance to settle into what we're doing. And we'll just cut it across. Oh, I like that. This may not seem believable now, friends. This is a color of water that water will turn right at the magic time during sunset on like a big beach. Lake Michigan is really good for turning this vibrant 80s era. This makes me think of Miami Vice when the sun is setting just right on a summer day. And yep. Oh, hi. Hi, Joe. We've got another Joe, Jody McPhee in the back, chatting to you. Glad to see you. And yep, we're gonna have a nice, very mellow art time. And again, always pull lower when you're using this kind of layering method. Always pull lower than you think because you don't know what details you'll want. But right now, we're just keeping it nice and simple. I'm not even in a hurry. My attitude is, if I have one really good picture and it takes up my time slot, I'll just hop on for another one for the rest of the thumbnails because we need to be able to just have a little fun. Now we've got this very bright, but it needs to be broken up and it needs a light. Probably this. Let me see if this is the right greenish tint. Not at all. This is why we have undo buttons, friends. Undo buttons are beautiful things. When you're playing with water, there you go. Water with any depth that has light refracting through it takes on a really neat greenish hue, especially around breakers where the water is getting to roll and there's extra sunlight coming through. Oh, hi, Alec, and we're joined by Alex Creations. Dropping my like. Good evening. I suppose it is. I wasn't feeling very well because I overdid it so dramatically Thursday that I actually spent a lot of the weekend laid up. I got done what I needed to do, but I spent huge amounts of the weekend not really physically up for a lot of things. And I slept in to recover, so I'm slowly feeling better. This is why the art stream is so late today and not yesterday. I was not in any shape, nerve-wise, to be able to make my art do what I'd want to do. So I'm buffing in just lightly. Want to get that sense of waves. I probably should have done this a little higher, but we'll play with it. This is going to set up for some Hollywood character framing, if all goes well. And if not, well, then I'm experimenting and I'm learning. So, got this going on, that light kind of smudging in. Let's grab, we're still rocking thick oil paint, but let's grab almost white, and let's narrow this guy down quite a bit. Let's try 10. 10's actually, we may have to go down to 6. Let's go to 6. What we're going to do, yeah, see, that's too bright. I'm going to have to go actually white. What we want to add, please take the color I told you, are just the hints of some white caps where the waves are starting to break. And the white caps are usually kind of perched over the green. That gives you that sense of distant swell. So the wind is whipping up just a bit. And the lighter the green of the wave, the narrow it is. Oh, let's see. I missed some comments. Let's see. Carl, hi. Can't stay long. I'm going to help with dinner, but I can get the show run while it's working. Well, I'm glad you're here, Carl. And Alec is officially getting their tattoo. Semicolon. I would put any tattoo, especially your first, somewhere you can hide it for work purposes. So I would say your forearm or your upper arm. Just because while attitudes toward tattoos are improving, they're not there yet. And you want to think in terms of employability. This is not something of me bashing tattoos because I think it's a truly lovely art form. But you just want to be careful with that. And looks like Alec and Carl are cooking. That's fine. I don't follow the comments as well because I now have 2 monitors. So I actually have my full screen space instead of having to share it. It makes this a lot easier. But I think, guys, we've got a very nice little classic wave action going. Last time I got to do heavy painting or work like this, I was on a trip up to Door County in Wisconsin, which is a beautiful place. Can be pricey, but a friend of mine his parents had a cabin up there. I was able to go, and we had a wonderful time in a place called Sister Bay. There we go. So we've added another layer, and what we're doing digitally, guys, is we're imitating the style. Back up to the 20. I need a chunk with that. Of the old style painted animation cells, where you have layers of painted cell. I like doing it this way because it gives a really neat feel. Let's see, we'll put some sand here. Do we want sand here, or do we just want to go straight? I like the idea of a beach scene, but okay, you know what? Let's do this. Let's make this more interesting. We're going to start with a basic hard line of sand, right? And we're just going to cut this across. Okay. And we've got all this. This is all very good. I think I like all this. We've got that. I'm going to play a little bit with the dirt colorations here to just give it some variant on the sand. And then I'm going to come right into my... This is where it gets hard because we've got the background, the middle ground, and the foreground. And the foreground will have a very different attitude if I'm doing what I'm planning to do. Which is, we're going to add another layer. And then we're going to hide all these layers. I know. Bear with me. I have a good reason for what I'm doing. Now I'm going to grab my fill tool, right? And I am going to grab about a gray 15. And I'm going to fill it gray. This does a couple things. It makes it easier on you, and it makes it easier on keeping transparency issues from being a problem when I start mixing these layers together. And yeah, dual monitors do make it extra. So we've set this up. Now for ease, I'm going to add another layer right over it. And I'm going to get into one of my pens, probably. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of sketching with the Proco pencil in other applications. But I do kind of like my pen. So let's just go pen. And I think with this one, I definitely want to go Zero. And black. It's size 8. Size 8, let's look at that real quick. It's a little, we're close, so it's pretty bold. We're going to switch over to the blue because this is going to be my new sketch layer. And this layer will probably be the first to die when time comes. But we're going to just real quick add just a nice fast sketch, keeping everything loose. Because your blues are meant to be your free layers. You know what I'm saying? Your blues are where there's no worries if it's scratchy. You can do your construction. And I do it in blue as an homage to what I used to do, which was you do your sketches with erasable blue pencil because the old copiers couldn't see the color blue. So if you had a light color, so if you scanned or copied in the old days, the how do I want the wind direction? We'll put the wind direction that way. Because I kind of want the wind, yeah, the hair has to be tussling. But when you scan lined paper, the lines wouldn't show up. It was a really neat way of doing things back in the old days, when, you know, copy machines were kind of king for a lot of what we do. And it was one of the best ways to preserve your inks. I got really good, actually, in just doing everything in mechanical pencil, and then scanning it, because if you got it really clean in mechanical pencil, you didn't have to buy an ink pen. So we're just going to do this. Because for a lot of people, summer is over and summer is rather fleeting. But I just wanted to build on everything I've been showing you guys for a while now to really give that depth. Because one thing I found is a lot of people who do landscapey things are very scared of character drawing. And a lot of people who do too far on that zoom, who do character drawing, well, they'll avoid landscapes. That is not where I want the eyes. So skyline. There we go. And I will tell you, if you're using Clip Studio, the Zero Pen for animation style art, you know, it really gives you that nice, just that nice clean line that just, it behaves like a high-end fountain pen, actually. It's very, whoops. There we go. The auto recover is going, but that's not bad. I have to do these lines a little bolder than I want so I don't lose them in the work. Now, we've got that. We've got to decide what kind of outfit she's wearing real quick. This is a very, there's a charge to this image, and I like that. There's a sort of emotional, it feels almost like she's waiting for someone. And I like there to be a story implied in the art, you know? Why she's an elf? Because why not? Why not make her an elf? I like elves. There we go. Hit something and lost where we were, that's fine. Now it's going to be a little tricky. Yeah, let's zoom back out just a bit. There we go. Let's find where we are. Sometimes you can lose your navigation. X. My wheel thing got turned, and I had to make an adjustment. Here we go. Nice. So we're going to add another layer. Go black. This is definitely the layer that matters. And I'm going to switch tools real quick. And we're just going to start. I am and will always be an eyes out kind of artist. The eyes are the windows to the soul, so they tell the story. Once I get inking, I'm having a little trouble with the light lines on her eyes just because she's going to be a little silhouetted, so it will be a challenge to get that right. So we may have some really interesting edge lights, rim lighting to work with. But I think it'll help. And like I said, I wanted to start really pulling the pieces. I've been working on a lot of threads in my art style, in my gaming, and a lot of the things I do. And I'm at a point where I'm wrapping up some contracts, and then I want to focus on what I've been up to, because it's a little behind. And that includes my art. I haven't quite decided what hair color she's going to have, but I do like these dramatic narrowing curls. I like the ink job that this is allowing me to have. It just keeps things interesting. Now, I'm going to go a little Chico with her lips. I think that's a good look for her. And we're going to pull this out. And we're going to pull this out. Just going to pull down. Pull down. Pull down. I need to start pushing myself a little harder than that, because this is usually my comfy art time. This is how I art and draw in a relaxed manner, in part because it's easier to learn new tricks when you don't have an audience. It's not as intimidating. But I need to really formulate what I'm doing and how I'm doing this, because I may be doing some more programs for a different art teacher. I used to do programs for a local art teacher, but I may be able to do some programs for the Delight. Why is it doing that? There we go. The delightful Kelly Rothman. And Kat's one of my favorite people on the planet, so I don't really mind driving about 2 hours to be of assistance. It just will be a little challenging to do it during the day. Here. There. A little bit of raggediness to the crop top, that's fine. Calm down. Calm down. I'm trying to get better, and you'll notice when my motions are smoother like this, it's because I'm using my whole arm. Do big motions. Big motions keep it smooth and simple. Thank you. And you should be excited about school starting out. It's an exciting time. And a lot of this is a little simple for Joe. Joe's been doing a lot of art for a long time. But I don't usually aim this program at people who are fully accomplished. This is more towards the folks who just want to learn, chill. And if you pick up something, cool. So I try to keep my art from being too, if I said intimidating, I don't want it to be intimidating. Now, go here. I don't believe we have much need. Oh, let's see. I'm a little worried about something. Yep. For the blues. Just a second. This is a very Hollywood shot, or How to Avoid Drawing Hands by Nick Cocker. But I don't want to be distracted really focusing in on that. I'm trying other techniques. And I'll come back to anatomy practice in another picture. That's not too bad. Not terribly, excessively intimidating, but that's okay. Hide those. Yeah, we don't want those. Those aren't needed anymore. You can play with the hair later. Delete that. Yes. Now, two things of which have occurred. One, it is a lot cleaner. I can see what's going on a lot better. Two, I can check my outer lines because I kind of dorked up her ear a bit. That's okay. Eraser here. Oops, see, I'm on the wrong layer. That's not good. Let me hide this layer for a moment. Hide this layer, make sure you see. What we're going to do, we're going to grab, not the eraser. The eraser is the enemy in this case. Grab this. Go right here. Grab. Oh no, I need to fix this. I need a very specific tool. I need my marker. I need my Milli pen. There we go. Now, come back here. Make that visible. And I can see what I was missing. Cool. Because we're back where we need to be. We have the black. Switch over to the pen. Get my zero pen. And we are back golden fixing things. There needs to go there. We'll darken that up a bit. Darken her eyes. Now I'm going to just fix all her line work. Make sure my lines are closed. Want to make sure your lines are closed because we're going to be playing with the fill tool in just a second. Come over here. We're going to grab transparency as a color because yay. We're going to go to the fill tool and refer to other layers. We'll see if that works. Nice. It's not perfect. There are a couple little pieces I have to fix, but I can fix that. So now we're going to go back up to our pen. Actually, to our marker, sorry. And we're just going to use the grab tool there to get the right color. And we're just going to tap that in and tap that in so everything is nice and gray. Every once in a while, it's going to walk on me. It just does that. Yay. Now, I'm going to grab. Go back up to my right art layer. And I'm going to use the white pen. Yes, I am. Oh, wait. No, I shouldn't be on this layer. I'm sorry. This is not the layer I should be doing this. Undo there. We're going to add another layer. Look at me using all sorts of tons of layers. Now, we're going to do this. And I am only, this whole layer exists only for me to do this. The eye white and eye shine layer. Yep. That's literally it. That's the whole purpose for this particular layer. And then I'm going to add another layer. Now we're on what's going to be our flatting layer. She's been out in the sun, so let's give her a bit of a tan. We're going to keep with our buddy the Milli pen for flatting. Oh, and this layer needs to be multiplied. There we go. Because I like to, I like the solid reliability of the Milli pen because it's not a pressure sensitive pen, it's a fixed. What you see is what you get. It doesn't have any aliasing or softness on the edges. So I think that makes what we are doing here a lot easier. And I know I'm going over her hair a bit. That's fine. There are some errors already present that I may have to tinker with later. But a lot of this isn't so much about making the perfect quote unquote picture, but making sure that my technique, my methodology is doing what I want it to do. I really should start drawing the under eye better and more consistently, because when it's coloring, it's so much easier when that's there. But when I'm looking at it as it is, I find I like it better without. Grab that. Nope, that was the mistake. Mistake. Grab my color matcher. Because what happened there is I used my color picker, but it got the color and the shade, so it doubled up on the shade. That will be the pain in your derriere. Other mistakes I've made that you can see, and I like talking about my mistakes so you can learn from them, is I didn't close up that line. So if I'm not careful, I'll have bleed over when I color. Again, it's fine for what we're doing here, but I mean, if I'm going a bit more professional with this, we're going to find things like I didn't scroll this down all the way, so there's errors. But I can fix that real easy too. So I'm going to tend to that in just one moment after I've gotten the coloring done here. Get some tummy. Apparently she doesn't have a belly button, so I may want to fix that too. But it's all about just coloring. And I find sometimes being able to just sit and color in an image, even though it's slower. I mean, I could have just hit the fill button and had this done probably better and faster. But the purpose of the art isn't just to get it done quick. Now, if I'm on commission gig and, I need to get this done, I'm not paid hourly, I'm not, I need to knock this out, that would be one thing. But this is drawing for pleasure. So there's no reason to cheat. Well, I'm glad you have a good following on Tumblr. And Nitsu is very much a Tumblr sexy man. We're going to give some kind of pinkish red eyes, a little bit of glow. That's fine. It makes the character interesting. Pale green here, pale green here. Haven't decided on the hair color yet, because I am just playing around with things. That orange will gives it a nice burnt sienna kind of thing in the shade. We like that. And yeah, there are things I'm going to have to fix across the layers. That's fine. We're doing this as a joy of the art. I want to force myself to do two things. I want to force myself to do more people in my landscapes and more backgrounds on my portraits. And then I will work on dynamics, because that's the issue I want to go after. That dynamics being, I use a lot of rather static posing. They're just standing there, etc. So I'm going to get some good fight reference and do some good fight imagery. Her hair, well, I haven't done a blonde in really forever. I can't remember the last time I did a blonde. So let's do blonde. I know it looks kind of green right now, but that's okay too. This is the place we come to do art, to learn and play and grow. It's not a place of judgment or, financial gain terribly. This is where we go on the weekends to just get our practice in. And by getting the practice done in a place where there's very little consequence, I can get my practice in and get better, but still entertain you guys. Make my mistakes, make them publicly. I like to do that, though. I have to admit that. Because if I make my mistakes and you see them publicly, you lose the illusion that everybody is perfect. We live in this world where everyone and everything else is trying to Photoshop or clean up or make themselves seem better, faster, more powerful than they are, more significant than they are. I don't have time for that. I have to come to this layer real quick. And I'm just going to, since I have my erase brush handy, just catch that little holiday I missed. There we go. Go back to the color layer, get my orange going, and grab my pen. I'm still set in the marker mill pen. Okay, so I used a different color for bottoms. Oh no, that's terrible. Again, not perfect. Does it need to be? It's more important that you draw than you draw perfectly. Perfection is a trap when you're learning, and it's a lie people do, I think, to get you to stop. Now, we've got this. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. There we go. That's a good balance. Okay, I don't remember which one I used. Well, here. Let's hide this for a second. Grab that color. I find by playing with the size, it makes the errors that I see stand out better. And don't worry, that gray will be right back. That gray will be right back after these messages. But I want to clean it up. Now, put that gray right back there, because we're going to need that. We're going to add one more layer. We can make this another multiply layer. Now, this is looking complicated, but don't worry about it. We're going to go to our old friend Gray 30. Where are you, Gray 30? Gray 30. Go up to our Millipen, and we're going to shade. Now, this one's a little tricky because the shading is more towards the middle. It is more of a silhouette shade. So I have to play with how I want the middle of the image to look. It will make her seem a bit more mysterious. And I'm just going to pull this shading down right down the middle. Because remember, the sun is setting behind her. So we're going to have a lot of light to the edges. Now, once you've kind of scribbled in, you want to start smoothing your shadows. You don't want scratchy shadows. The shadows are rarely scratchy unless there's a lot of reason for them to be. Oops, made a mistake. Good old-fashioned erasers can come in there. That's the other thing. Fixing the edges of your shadows is a lot easier with the eraser. Let's make this pen a bit. There we go. Nice big fat 20 pen. Do this. Do this. Lots of shading. We'll just keep that going like that. Now that we've done that, Punch that out of it. We're going down to the shadow layer, grabbing the eraser. We're just going to use that to line the edges of everything together. That's a little too big, so I'm going to pull that eraser down to about 12. I want good control on it. And you see what that's giving us? This very nice 3-layer. It's a little cell shady, it's a little aggressive, but it makes the story a little clearer. Get a little of the edge of her face, a little bit here, get in here like this, get right here. Now I think our friend looks pretty darn cool. She's got her whole thing going on. Now let's see how she looks with the rest. And you can see where the technique has some flaws. That is okay though, because I'm going to come right here, and I'm on my water layer. Actually, let me hide this again. Yeah, let's do it like that. And I'm going to grab my eraser and just erase anything that looks like it shouldn't be there sticking through from my water layer. It's the simplest fix at this point. Now, I don't mind the sun colors shining through, because the slight difference in umber from the top to the bottom mimics the sky behind it. But the blue-green shining through is slightly problematic. So we just zap it that way. And it looks like we got almost all of it. So I think that looked really good. But you see how by taking the background and stepping it forward and then adding the hard-lined art, we get a really neat effect. And I wanted to keep the basis of this all very simple so you guys can see what I was up to. I hope you liked it. I'm going to sign off on this. And we'll grab our 0. Nope, grab our pen, grab our 0. Grab a nice couple. What would be a good color to sign off today? That is my pen. 0 with level. Anyway, close enough. File, save as. Give a second. Layered beach goer. That's a good save. Now we'll come over here. File, export single layer, ping. Save, give it a second. Okay. You can go through that one. Yes, please. Okay, thank you. And this is where it's going to lag for a bit, but we're going to take a second, get something to drink while I export the time lapse. And we're just going to drop my pen. There we go. Now we're going to go red, letters, never mind the and unfortunately they are coming up in Sylphane because I forgot to reset to how they normally go, so give me just a second. Sylphane is my favorite personal font, but we need Comica. Where is it? Comica title axis. And it did not do that. Sylphane. Scroll. I like you guys to see the process, because when I was watching a lot of videos back in my time, anytime they showed me the process, I knew what I was doing better. So it was one of those I always appreciated. Export single layer, ping, and never mind the further more 8/7/23. The new naming convention makes it a lot easier for me to just do it without having to keep the names in episode numbers straight. So I'm just doing it that way. So now I'm set for Monday. That means whatever happens, I've at least got a screenshot for Monday. I'm calling that a victory. Now we're going to go File, New. Okay, because it should keep the same settings. I'm going to close this now. If I did it right, it'll say it was changed. Do you want to save it? And I will say no, do not save. Alrighty. And I'm glad you like that effect, Alec. Let's do something else. What shall we do? Because I put a lot of classic work into that one. Let's get some blue going. Let's get here, please. You can go blue 0. I guess I'm going blue 0. Very quick house. Very quick and easy on this one. I'm not doing anything too dramatic with this house. I'm just whipping one out, so to speak. Better. Put a guardrail on the house. Oh, I didn't realize I was that tired. That's okay. We're just throwing this house together quick. I did not use the right constructions, so there are some errors, but I won't tell you. Oh, that's not good. We'll do that and that. And put a big tree by the house. Little couch. Yeah, nice house. The driveway kind of thing by the house. Door. Oh, that's what I did wrong. I thought that didn't feel right. That's good. We're just, like I said, I'm just drawing a house. Something fast, nothing, impressive, just banging out a house. In blues, so it doesn't matter. This. Everybody needs a friend. We'll get the house or garage over here. That. Throw a garage door on there. Because like I said, I want to work on doing more backgrounds. And this seems like a good way to do it. So we'll just do this. Oh, there we go. A little bit of walkway. Make that look dope. River Rocky and Clyde. There. Walkway down. Don't want to walk that one smooth. Slide the thing. Turn around. Stairs. It's not bad. I think it's a good picture. Sometimes you just need a setting. A setting. Go. There. That there. Covered. Here, sure. Sure, that looks good. Does that look okay? I think that looks okay. Oh, I know it's wrong. I don't like that tree. It's not that I don't like the tree. I love the trees, but this is an alpine looking house, isn't it? Alpine house as well. They need are something a little more urban. That's a nice house. There we go. Pull that down. You need to be able to draw a lot of things. So you never know what you're going to get called to draw. Now, what does this have to do with our previous discussion? Well, there we go. You don't have to start your layers in any particular order. You work with what works for you. And I'll show you something else really neat about a given layer that I learned recently on Clip Studio Paint. If I like this layer, and I know right now I'm doing it in blue. It is in the blues. There's no stress in the blues. Blues don't matter. There is no stress. There's only the blues. And we'll add trees. Swimming pool. And a deck. And I don't know. What else is this one? Random around it. So that'll make it hard to see. We'll keep it simple. The stairs that go up. There we go. Edge. Maybe some stones to walk up. There we go. Nice. Now we're getting some Not terribly anywhere ornate, but we are definitely getting somewhere. Nice little picture. And what I'm going to do next, so I don't want the white, I want, not black, not yet. I want to do that. There we go. Take the top edge of everything. Make sure it's really stout, right? So look at this really stout. Now, all the tree may have been trimmed down, but we're not. We are just doing speed sketches, right? And this is a really neat angle. Put some lighting. So let's say I like this. I've done the blues, and for whatever reason, the blues are perfect. If you look on your layer tool, you'll see this little box thing that says layer color, right? So if I click down there and I go layer color, it gives me all these. Want to see a neat trick? Now I've made it all gray. I'll come over here, change it back with some color. Now it's all black. Isn't that cool? So I've essentially, and by just remembering to switch to black, made it where, oops, my sketch layer was so good, it doesn't really demand a redraw. Cool. So now I've switched the whole thing over, made it a lot easier on myself. And we've got this lovely image. Now, if I want to, I can go add a layer, multiply, and now I can color it. So let's grab my start. I'm coloring, so I'm using my 0 instead of 20. But what it means is you can kind of trick. Trick yourself. If you're intimidated and you're like, I don't know if I can draw this, sketch it in blue, right? Just sketch the whole thing in blues, the best of your ability, and if you like it, just cheat, just switch it over to red. To red. See, I made a mistake. I see a mistake I made. I have to fix it. Go to my 0. No, my 0, please. There we go. The more you draw, by the way, guys, the easier it will be for you to... Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Okay. And that is way too bright a red. Let's get that bricky red. Yeah, I want that bricky red. But it is way too easy to just drop in, get what you need. Art doesn't have to be intimidating. And no, none of these lines are straight. None of this is fast. It doesn't have to be. You're, especially with digital art, you're not wasting office supplies. We're not wasting materials. You're just drawing things from, with bits and bytes that you can just say at the end, maybe I don't like it. Maybe I don't want maybe I don't want that to be a thing. So you do a quick sweeping, a quick draw. And that's fine. I don't know why the brush drawers don't work. I just like it. There we go. just throw your colors where they need to go and make it yours. Make the art do best you can, sometimes as quick as you can. Because being able to just whip out something that feels good and feels right and makes you feel at home or abroad or wherever you want to be, wherever you wish you were, whatever you wish your situation was, well, you just knock it out. You make it happen. But there's no stress. Because it's not about making it perfect. Art, for a while, especially when you're just learning, guys, you gotta be gentle on yourselves. Art is about making it happen. You can make it better later. I always tell you guys, you can edit it, you can improve it. But you can't edit a blank page. So sometimes you just have to do speed paint. You force yourself to go faster than maybe you want. And this one took me all of 15 minutes while talking. And that's how you do it. You just get things done. One moment, I need to check something. Well, guys, I'm going to keep working on this for a little bit. And then I think something is coming up that will require my attention. So unfortunately, I may just have to call it here and maybe catch up with you guys on this one just a little later. Because for speed paint, we're just knocking things out. But, oh wow, let's see. That's a cool fact. Looking good. You can also come back in the future and redraw things. I love doing that and improve. See how fast you can do such things. But right now, friends, I think. Oh, wait, no. One second. Xander? Okay, so he was out with permission. Okay. Yes, I do get to keep going. Got a little smooth for a second there, folks. The front door opened. But this is a true speed paint, so I'm going to knock this one out. Just a nice house. Lots of gobbledygook. That's okay. Gobbledygook happens when you do this. A lot of it's how fast can you draw and what do you think of, where do you remember. I'm gonna have to change the color of the tree because it's too close to the house, to the grass. But you get better and you also get faster the more you go. It also gets easier. So sometimes, like, what I found a lot of times is what I thought was my best start. I haven't gotten any better, but I realized no, my best start became my my baseline. So there is something you have to be careful with as an artist, and that is whenever you are drawing, you are a more accomplished artist at the end of it than you were at the beginning, because you have a little tiny bit more experience. And by having that experience, you're not who you were when you started. So you never really can catch up with yourself. It's one of those catch-22 kind of things you just have to understand exists and learn from it best you can. Because the more you know, the more you can do, the less good it feels in the, category of, am I improving? Well, it doesn't feel any different. I did actually use the exact same shade of green, didn't I? Well, let's fix that. Let's grab something. Nope. I'll just go draw. I'll go draw. This just adds some color. I know the trouble. But this is true speed paint. This is me just knocking out pictures because I don't have the same amount of time I always have, and I spent almost all of it on the first image. You're a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. Thank you, Johnny. I tried. I also hide blueberries all over the place. No, I don't hide blueberries. I hide other things. Better tasty. The time I'm hiding blueberries is when I'm playing here. That's a nickname for raspberry. But the only way you're going to get better is by playing. We learn through play. We learn to put in the time, doing it, and enjoying what we're doing. It seems counterintuitive, especially to those of us who've been involved in the American education system. But play is so necessary for what we do. And not being afraid to play. Not being afraid to go, I'm doing this because I love it and it's fun. We've been taught that there's, I'm doing the multiply shade trick for now. Great. We are taught that, if you enjoy, it's not as hard work. No, not at all. I used to love to split wood. I used to love to take logs and turn them into, chunks of wood that fit in the fireplace because I found it to be very therapeutic. I physically really, that's a lot of concussive energy. I'm not supposed to do that sort of thing, nerve damage anymore. But believe it or not, even though it's sweaty and dirty and itchy work, it really is something I miss doing. I genuinely miss doing it because when you're splitting wood, you have a start and a finish. You get this product that's at the end, and then you get to burn it and you stay warm. And I know Johnny believes that cold is a hoax. I understand that. Given where he lives, I can see cold being a hoax. Heck, living a few bits more south than I used to, I hear people say that lake effect snow is a hoax. And I can tell you that is not a hoax. That is a very real, very true thing. Oops, I grabbed the black accidentally. Let's grab my gray back. And this is fast, super fast. Let's get a sky. We need a sky. And it needs to be kind of, there we go. We'll just hit it with the blood tool. Why not? Go back here. Easy peasy. Now, grab my pen, grab this, I'm just gonna zap some of this real quick. There we are. Lots of holidays all over the place, guys. Oh, bye, Alec. You have a great night. You stay hydrated too. It's something I promote. I've got my big old bottle right next to me. I need grab some green. And green right over here. So maybe just like but for just a really fast picture, it's not bad. I mean, it's what it's supposed to be. It's a quick speed paint of a house. Come back here. Get back to my gray 30. Some shade in. This. There we go. Again, not perfect, but doesn't have to be. You get the image, you get it up there, you throw it up, you go, okay, now I have this. If I want to do a full deep dive on this image, I can come back and revisit it. No problem. But, when you're drawing things, especially when you're drawing something, like a house, which has a lot of details, maybe you're drawing it from memory or certainly without reference. The goal is to get the image there and then figure out what you need to do to make it right. Just a bit of speed paint will do a lot. This is good practice. Doing art like this will train your eye. Now we're going to set this as house speed paint, because I may come back later, use this as a reference, and then go much more detailed to make it easier. And go here, export the layer. There we go. Yes. Okay. Export time lapse. Not even going to call it time lapse. I can call it speed paint. Leave it at that. File. Did I export paint already? Yeah, I did. So that went real good. Okay. So, I know what I need to do. I need to go there, go there, go there. Is it back in Sylphane again? All the way up to there we go. Export single layer, PNG, NTF 8923. I'm going to do it that way so I can find it easier. Bam, and that means I have one more to do before my problem is done. Oh. Let me see. Need to do one more picture, huh, guys? What should I draw? Looks like I've lost most of my viewers, so character design it seems. Alrighty, here, grabbing our syrup. Oh, what are we doing? We need a loosen that kind of centered it. Hairline, back. I don't know who this Dapper Cat is, but he's Dapper Cat. So let's do a Dapper Cat. So he's smooth. Oh, you're just playing chess on the side. Well, I'm glad you're having fun, Johnny. I absolutely detest chess. I am very, very bad at it because it's a game of forced. It's a war of attrition, and I hate sacrificing my guys. Which probably means I need to play chess, but because if you hate sacrificing your guys in chess, you probably need to play more chess. So, like, if you don't like being, if you're too nice tactically, sometimes don't want people to make you read Giovanni's. I'm sorry, not Giovanni's. Machiavelli's The Prince. But it makes us a schwanky cat kind of thing. Just because I have not drawn anybody schwanky. That's not bad. You don't think it's that neat? Well, I can see the point. I tend to overthink things. One of my flaws. But I'm not afraid of overthinking things either. You know what I mean? I spent a lot of time in the realms of metacognition. I like the smaller eye now that I've looked at it. And since it's the Friday picture, I will do something like this. I was looking at the artwork of an old friend of mine who I don't speak to anymore. No malice, just sort of drifted apart, that sort of thing. There's some folks that I'm not in their lives because I'm not doing it anymore, or just have to accept that happens. But I was looking at her art, it just got me thinking about some of the old ways. And got to keep ties with all the different things we do, you know? Skills fade, they are used. It's one of the great tragedies of being human. I know that's not something Johnny has to worry about, being that he's an undead, vision of brilliance that you'll have to put up with. I see Johnny as Deadpool if Deadpool were pretty and vampiric, and then you get Johnny Cage. But it gives me a chance to draw some stuff I haven't drawn, the stuff drawn in a while, and keep myself somewhat entertained. Got a lot of projects coming up. I'm really looking forward to it. I just have to get through a bit of work. And right now, part of that work is doing my layout images, which is good because it forces me to keep drawing even when maybe I don't feel up to it. It's part of the reasons why I do this show. Allows me to have a little bit more accountability. That hand sticks, but I'm not really terribly worried about it. Okay. I think I may have gotten the weeds a little bit here. Let's scoot back out. There we are. I'm not too far out. What is it about me associated with truly trustworthy characters? You know? I mean, my mind just generates out of the blue characters like this. Although this has a very lackadaisy feel, which if you've gotten to see, that's a really great little animation about 1920s Prohibition era quasi-gangster cats. It's just fun. Let's see. Tie that real quick. Let's see how his lines are. Not bad. Do that. That. I mean, definitely not the type of person anyone should trust with anything, but it's a good character. Like, I can feel that there is a story here. I may not know what it is. There's a story, and that's what you want when you're doing a speech. You want there to at least be a story. And the sooner you can find that story, the sooner you can say, hey, there's a story there. The sooner you get to have that adventure of, as a writer, you just find out the story just like the readers do, if you're not a planner, which I am not. I am what's affectionately referred to as a pantser. I go into it kind of blind and just making it up as I go. Anyone who's seen this program should be shocked. I like chess because there's no excuses. If I lose, it's because I messed up somewhere, and that's on me. I respect that, Johnny. That. Here, let me just bring that one up. That is a brilliant comment. That is a brilliant comment. And I do love tactics games because I see that there's no element of gambling. There's no dice rolls or anything like that. So yeah, I can totally see you digging a setup like that. Phil, we're only 70 later. This number, make it multiply. And I'm going to come back, switch this to refer to other layers. Yeah. Make it white. Not bad. That came out quick and easy. It was relatively painless. Let's fix that, but we can fix that. Like I said, the time to use the fill tool is when you're a little tired and you don't have a lot of opportunity to do much else. I kind of like that. That goes like that. I'll do that. I'll do that. That's one. Yeah. So, there we go. My fill tool, the red. Oh yeah, there is a story here. I may not know it yet, but dang, there's a story to this film. This way. There we go. See, like I said before, when it's time to pick it up and lay it down, pick it up and lay it down. And you get a neat little character guy like this, who I know nothing about, but I kind of like this great guy. Here we go. There. Rub that out. Do a quick clean up. See, nice and easy. And we'll even give a multiply layer real quick and do some shading. You made a really valid point, Johnny, and I respect that. I know I said that, but it's one of those, I'm going to be thinking on that one a bit, because I think you're one of those people who are actually far, far wiser than some of the people we should know associate you. You know, they don't give you the credit you deserve it. And I do. Not to be honest. So not bad for true speed art, but oh, I see a couple of errors here we get to fix. We have to fix this. Cut this layer. Go. Get the ace back where it is. Grab the red line. And I think this little arm motor. Is that up real quick? That's a neat character, guys. I like that. A little bit of scoundrel. Very. Johnny slightly influenced this movie, so there's that. Got this layer real quick. Get this erased because I do want to have these all three pictures so that I can set up later. There we go. All right, so this will be a Good Friday picture. Think that works? I think it works. Let's get that signed off. And I'll just grab a layer that I'm going to get trouble moving on. Well, leave as Gambler cat. Gambler. Hold on. And we're gonna export the pin. Export the time lapse. And I'll do the rest a little later. Oh, have better time as a trickster than I would as a wise man. I find that the tricksters are often the wisest among us all, if people know how to pay attention, Johnny. But with that, with me wrapping this up real quick, I am going to just call it an afternoon. Thank you guys for coming around for Art Time with Nick. And I will see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for Nevermind the Furthermore. Guys, keep drawing, keep creating, because you can edit it, you can improve it, but you can't edit a blank page. I love you. Later.